Welcome to the fastest growing radio audience in America. From the city of entertainment, you are listening to Las Vegas Backstage Talk, the only show that gets personal with the stars.
This is Wendy Mazzaros. I knew that. I just did that for you. Mazzaros. Mazzaros. Do people do this to you all the time?
Yes.
Just real quick.
Yes,
okay.
because
we'll edit that out. I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay. And her daughter, Amy, not Mazzaros.
No.
Because you have a different last name.
Mm-hmm. Hanley.
And that's a very famous last name.
Yes, it is.
And your father was Tom. Is Tom
Tom
Hanley.
Hanley.
And how do you pronounce that?
Hanley.
Hanley. I think you pronounce it with fear, is what I think. Because he was a reputed mob boss.
Yes.
Who is no longer
With us. Correct.
Right. Okay. Now.
Reputed and notorious.
Yes, and notorious. Now.
Absolutely.
Back to you, Wendy, because I keep going back and forth. You're like one person. We were talking before about this. It's very bizarre. Your relationship is bizarre. You're like one person and you're split off. Yeah. And I don't really totally get it, but I will, I'm sure. I'm sure the truth is all going to spill out.
Eventually.
Before this interview is over.
You could handle it.
Yes. Oprah has nothing on Michele LaFong. Let me tell you. Okay, so I was given this book, Vegas Ragdoll, and I'll tell you the truth. The last book I ever read in full lately is The Cat in the Hat, and I'm lying. I didn't even read that. I'm still working on it. Okay, so with that in mind, I want you to know that was what was in my head. And I said to myself, let me just get an idea of what this book says. So this is the first sentence of the book. The first sentence from Wendy Mazzaros. I don't care what you call it.
Just call her Wendy.
Just call me Wendy. That's what the newspapers did.
But when I call her Wendy, I get hungry. I want a burger. Okay. Wendy only knew the body in the freezer as Old Joe. Yeah. She had no idea when it got there, or its name when it had been alive.
Yeah, it was in the back kitchen in the long freezer with a lock on it.
Okay, you say this very matter-of-factly, and I got to tell you, I'm not coming over for dinner. Okay, do you not realize how shocking that is to open a book that way? But it's the truth, is it not?
It's the truth.
Okay, as I'm reading chapter 1, I couldn't put it down. I'm now into chapter 2, and I know, it's amazing for me. And
Right.
I'm just going, what happened? Now, you are Vegas history, truthfully. I mean, now, Ted Binion. You met Ted. Were you a runaway, first of all?
Yeah, I ran away from home.
Well, how old?
15 and a half.
Okay, 15 and a half. Did you have a good reason to run away? Because it didn't say in here.
I was bored.
Well, that's a good reason.
My mother worked at Area 51, and my father was a trucker. So there wasn't really people at home. No,
7 kids.
I love this. I love this. I love
Yeah,
this.
how?
She, that's what was happening before this. I love this. Okay, so how did you know 7 kids? Because you weren't there.
No, she told me.
Oh,
I've read the book.
I see.
No, and I know all my
What do you
aunts
mean
and
7
uncles.
kids? What was you mean her brothers and sisters?
Correct.
Well, you do know what you're talking
Yes.
about, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you ran away, and Ted Binion, bring us to that.
I ran away, and Teddy hid me up in the horseshoe.
How did you get there?
I met Teddy.
You're from Las Vegas.
Born and raised.
Yes.
We're third generation, and the girls and I would hang out down on Fremont Street. We'd take the bus and go down on Fremont Street and watch the cars and the guys, and eventually we got the nerve to walk into the horseshoe, and that's how I met Teddy.
How did you get
And
it?
I
I
was
guess
about
at the
15
time you
years
didn't
old
need
then.
ID. Is that it?
Not really back then. The kids could go into the casinos, and if the security guard saw you, he'd just tell you to leave. But Teddy saw us, and then Teddy came up to us and took us and gave us some ice cream, and then gave us a drink, and then and then it went from there.
So Teddy was quite a bit older than you.
I think Teddy was about 26.
But he was a
27.
good-looking.
Yeah,
he was
looked,
good
He
looking.
looked like that rock star, Mike Morrison.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So immediately you hit it off. Now you ran away alone or with people?
No, I ran away alone.
Alone.
Yeah.
That's pretty
My
gutsy.
parents were taking me to Child Haven because I wasn't coming home at night. I was staying at the Horseshoe with Teddy and staying out. And so they couldn't control me anymore. So they put me in the back of their Buick and they were driving me down to Child Haven. I jumped out of the car when I got on Bonanza close to the Horseshoe and ran.
Wow. All because you were bored? This is an amazing story. This is how
how it was though back then. This is
And you would
That's
know
old
because
Vegas.
you were pre-womb.
absolutely. I'm an old soul. I'm an old soul.
Okay, now, did you ever run away, Amy, after you were
I
born?
attempted one time.
You did, even after you knew about Wendy's.
I attempted one time and it was pretty futile.
Okay,
Definitely
I shouldn't bounce off because I want to get to you more in the second part, but you can pipe in as you do. I need to
It's just the way it is with us. Sometimes we finish sentences and thoughts and.
So, do you really is this bizarre to both of you? I mean, that what's going on here? Because I see what's going on. I don't know if you guys see it. You guys are bizarre.
Okay.
So, this story is bizarre.
We're a very close mother and daughter.
because you
And,
had her young.
and what I had gone through during that time.
Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, so we don't have a whole lot of time, so we're going to fast forward. Okay, so now you and Ted, as you call him, Ted Binion. Teddy. Oh, excuse me, Teddy the bear. Okay. Gentle Teddy. Okay, so how long did it take for you to meet and hit it off?
There was a couple of months there, and I was.
Where were you staying?
I wasn't coming home. I was staying at the Horseshoe, staying out.
So he was putting you up?
Skipping school.
Was he putting you? She's saying yes. She's not a yes like she was there. Okay. Okay, so now what? What happens?
So when I ran away from home, then Teddy eventually.
Just keep going. Keep going.
Teddy eventually had me sitting with all of his high roller poker players and carrying suit loads of cash back and forth from Kansas City and Chicago.
And did you know what was in those suitcases?
Money.
You did know.
Yeah, I did know.
Did
And
you
if
get to keep
if,
any
if
of
I was
it?
ever stopped at the airport, I always had someone with me, and I was to tell the security that he's a gambler. So don't mind all the cash.
Okay, but what was your motivation for going along with this? Because he gave you a place and he took care of you. She's cueing you. I love this.
No, I'm not cueing
It's like a cheat
There
sheet
was a
over
lot of
here.
motivation.
Amy, okay. Amy Hanley, how do you know the answers to this? Are you just
We just had a lot of talk. I mean, we share everything.
Mother and daughter.
So does she think you don't know the answers?
No, I know the
She
answers.
knows.
but
She
knows
just
them.
always thinks I'm skipping over things. And she
Are
wants
you?
me to go, no, I was just trying to make it short.
Okay. Is she skipping over things,
I
Amy?
don't know if she's necessarily skipping over. I think she is trying to make it a little short.
Well, so eventually, Teddy terrorized me with all of his little gangsters.
Yes.
So I went along with them, and I started sitting with the high rollers, and they'd put me in a limousine and take me out. Oh,
We're at the 1 minute,
Immunity.
so no, we're going to take a break in now like 49 seconds. So keep going. Yes.
okay. And then he would put me in a limo and send me out to the dunes or to the Flamingo, to the poker rooms, and try to get the guys to come back and play poker at the Horseshoe. And I started getting tired of it, and I asked him.
All right, don't
I
get to the
finally-
murders yet because we're
Right,
about to
so
take a
I
break.
finally
I
told
know
him
people are going to die
I wanted
here.
to go home, and I was able to talk him into letting me go home.
Tell me the highlights of what happened because it wasn't all good times, was it?
No,
Once
no.
Ted got his hands on you.
Right. It wasn't good, and like I said before, he had me sitting with the gamblers. I even sat with Alarella Slim during the first poker tournament when he won the poker tournament.
Did you get anything?
No, I just got a little thing in the paper, and they all came running up to me the next day. I was the beauty sitting next to him in the hot pink outfit, and I was a brunette then. But anyway,
You were very beautiful too, which is another reason you were such a magnet. Don't you think?
back then.
Yeah, she was a hottie.
I mean, like you were young and
She's beautiful
innocent.
now. Yeah, she's
Look at
fine
this.
now.
Here she goes again. I mean, this is just hilarious.
She's still
Okay.
hot.
So do you do the same thing to Amy when she's talking?
Yes,
I'm just curious.
Yes,
You do?
I
You
remind
interrupt her?
I remind
Yeah,
her.
she
Does it
does.
drive you crazy?
Absolutely.
Which one does it drive each other crazy
It
more?
doesn't bother me because she's like a
Oh,
memory
she's so
stick
full.
for me.
She's so full of it. Because there's been times when I've like, Mom, what about this? And then she's like, I can handle it on my own. Amy, stop it.
Have you been to therapy?
Oh yeah.
It hasn't worked. Huh? It just
No, we cue the therapist at
Yeah.
this point. They don't even. They're like,
They think we
"Ah."
have a codependent problem.
I do too. Okay, I'm just running.
Depending
over
along with the
here.
other things too.
Wow. Okay, so do you bring your mom to like events and stuff like that?
And
Because
she
she's
goes to
young.
mine,
I mean,
and she
yeah.
goes to my events.
She does.
I dress her up like Virginia Hill.
Oh my God.
is that why?
Yeah, she
Just
looks like
kidding.
her. She's a lot
Let me
prettier
tell
than
you,
Virginia Hill.
I don't believe you don't cross coordinate.
No, we
I don't
really
buy
don't.
it.
No, we really don't.
No.
You both picked the same color on the same day.
Yeah, and
just
as
because.
soon as
Yeah.
I ran out and jumped in her car, I looked at her.
She goes, oh, we're wearing the same color and sequins and all.
So do you guys wear this color all the time? Is that
No,
what happened?
it's all different colors. We'll do reds, blacks.
So have you guys gone to psychics?
In the past.
I think so. I had a psychic feeling. I just did. I did. So what do the psychics say? What's the most bizarre thing that's ever happened to the two of you together?
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
how,
shit.
How many,
Oh,
how
sorry.
many times
That's
should I
okay.
count?
When a aunt passed away. We
Yeah.
were in the car together, cell phone froze, locked
The-
on
the-
333, car radio
The
froze.
car radio froze, and at that moment, she died. So she
We already got
came
the phone
and
call.
got in the car with us.
Yep.
So what do you make of that?
She was saying, Amy, I'm dead. Get over here.
Stop. Mother, she didn't do that. Stop. She's
But she was trying to call you on the phone, but she was dead.
dead, but no.
That'll stop somebody.
There's
That's
been-
why everything works,
There
but
There was another time when the dad who did raise me, Robert, after he passed, his phone number was calling
Yeah.
me and her.
Because that's all they do is calls.
Yeah. Our
What?
phones were ringing.
They
at
would
the
always
same time.
call.
Yes, I know. She's getting.
No.
No, seriously, our cell phones would ring at the exact same time with the phone number popping up.
So what do you make of that?
Just people don't want to talk to us.
Just the energy trying to tell us that they just died.
So did you ever talk to some of the dead mobsters? I mean,
No,
through
no,
psychics and stuff?
My husband, her father, talked to him all the time.
What do you mean?
He would
be
talk
out
to
there
his people
having
he
Full
killed.
conversations
Wait,
with him.
excuse me, what? He would talk to the people he killed.
Yeah.
How?
Just be in arguments with him.
He'd be
And-
standing there having. She told me. She said he would be
Wait.
standing there and she would hear him talking to himself. She thought he was talking to himself, and then she'd go and he'd freak out. And
No, there was at times I couldn't even get his attention. I would scream, Tom, there's someone on the phone. And he would continue arguing with that person who was in front of him there was no person. You know, you should have did this. You should have did that. You should have did this or you wouldn't have been dead, you know, and stuff like that. And one time it took me about 10 minutes to get him out of that cycle, trance.
And what
So
do you
I think
make
he
of
had
that?
he had a conscience.
I don't think
You think he had a
conscience.
see?
Absolutely
Interesting.
not.
I think he had
Interesting
a
what just
conscience.
I don't
happened
think he
here
had a
because,
conscience because he justified killing them.
Yeah, he did justify.
but it bothered him, and he was
Right.
No, I
Okay.
don't think it bothered him. I think they came and haunted him, and
I
he
think-
was
yeah.
telling
Wait a
them,
minute.
"This is
Do
why
you
I
think
killed you."
that they were haunting him, or do you think he felt guilty? Is that what you think happened?
I think once you do have a conscience and you open up, I think you will let them in, the spirits, and I think they were all coming knocking on his door every day.
Is that what you think,
No.
Amy?
No, I disagree. I don't think so at all. I think he didn't have a conscience, and I think his way to justify killing him was to tell him when they did come visit him, that's why they were visiting him, to try and make him have a conscience, and he was telling him,
How
whatever.
old were you when you visited him in jail? How old were you
He
at the
wasn't-
oldest?
He
Again,
wasn't
now
in
you're
jail.
answering. Okay.
She.
I feel
but
like I'm talking this way. Okay.
the marshal, the federals would
Well,
come
no,
and
he
pick
was
us
with
up.
us until I was about a year. No, about
Right.
6-7 months. Then the marshals would come and pick us up and
up
take
until
us up.
she was about 3.5.
Yeah.
When he.
No,
So you
no,
don't
not
even
3.5, it
remember
was
that.
right
Hold
before
up,
my
hold
third
up.
month.
Amy, you don't even remember your father really.
I
'cause
have
you
a
were
I have a
3.5.
couple. No, I have a couple memories of him.
So,
sitting
but
on
you
his lap.
don't know that he really had a conscience or didn't have a conscience because you don't remember.
But she's a
the-
father's daughter. She has his eyes. Oh, what did I just say?
You don't have a conscience. No, I do.
I think I just said that.
You did just
I
say
didn't
that.
mean to say that.
That
She
was
did
a
just say
Freudian
that.
slip if I ever heard one. Wendy Mazaros.
I didn't mean to say
Mazzaro.
that.
Vegas ragdoll. Head in the freezer.
There's times she sometimes says I don't have a conscience.
No, I never ever do.
You
that.
have
So
said
do
that
you
before.
think do you think Amy takes after her
Amy
father
takes
somewhat?
after a lot like her father.
Tell me.
Oh my gosh, I can see a lot of the good qualities her father had in her, and I can also see some of the bad qualities.
Like what?
too. Oh geez. Well,
Well, don't look at her.
Her
Tell
father
her.
was very domineering and controlling, and he was very charismatic.
I'll admit it. Absolutely, I will admit it. Yes.
So you know that you are like him in
In-
that
in
way.
some
Are
aspects,
you
yes.
happy about having those attributes?
I don't think necessarily I would say happy. say it's me. It's
Well,
who
it's
I
kind of
am.
what
It's
you
my
do
makeup.
with it. It's kind of what you do with
Yeah,
it.
I use
not-
it in. I mean, I don't go and use it and put a gun to somebody's head and say, "Hey, you're going to do this for me, or else." I'm just go other
Tom
avenues
wouldn't
about
do
it.
that. He'd just kill him.
Yeah.
Whenever he took the gun out, it was he would not.
Whenever he took the gun out,
If he
don't
came,
shoot
it was
the gun
okay.
to people's head
he
unless you're
took
gonna
it out.
kill 'em.
On Seinfeld, when they say he took it out, that's not what he meant. That's not what they meant. You're
what it
talking
means.
like it's normal language, and that's
Back
what
then it
Vegas
was, Michelle.
Ragdolls is just like that. I mean, I'm shocked. You're talking like
Vegas
you're
was
pouring
so-
lemonade.
Vegas was so small back then. Everybody carried a gun. Everybody
Sounds
talked
like
about-
today's world, actually. Now that you mention it.
But it was more everybody knew everybody, and there was a saying, and this is what I've been told from people because my brother was in the business as well too, Granby. Yeah,
Oh, I read about Granby.
yeah, Granby was.
I know about
Granby.
Granby.
Granby was sadistic, and they said that if my father came and visited him, it was business. They knew they were going to get killed. Okay. But they knew it was going to be quick, in and out, not
Well, a
lot of-
sadistic person doesn't make it quick.
Granby, on the other
Right.
hand, if he was sent,
They were
It was
more
personal.
terrified of Granby than they
it
were
was
of Tom.
personal because he would torture. But there was times Tom's was there with Granby when it was especially very personal when my older brother Nettie overdosed, and it was given. They found the drug dealer, and
They burned him up.
yeah, they burned
So,
him alive.
Amy, do you feel you have any sadistic qualities? No, I'm being honest. I mean, anything.
You really at times. I have a
And-
dark side, absolutely.
And how dark is the darkest?
I've definitely had some thoughts that I could and not regret it.
And okay, when you do, how fleeting is it? Is it fleeting and it goes, or do you? Is it how? Since how old did you have that?
I probably recognized it right around the age 12, 13. Noticed that I had a very bad temper and could fly off the handle.
But I always blame that on her Irish heritage.
Yeah, she's always tried
Really?
to say it was my
The
Irish
temper.
Yeah, but it's
Um,
no, I disagree. I know where it comes from.
Where does it come
because
from?
It comes from my father.
How do you know?
Because I just
But
know.
you never
I feel
met
it.
him.
I feel it.
I mean, you did meet him, but you were 3.5.
From everybody I've spoken to and the way he was and the way he would look through people, they told me when he
See,
would
you
stare.
got that look. You do.
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared.
she can look right through you.
Oh my God, we're at the 1 minute mark. Will you guys come back?
Absolutely.
I'm like hooked. You know what? Just like this, I go, oh my God, they're gonna make me read a book.
Yeah, one thing I gotta say, hold on. The one thing that I gotta say is you said we were Vegas history. Absolutely. We are Vegas history. But
You
we're
are.
I'm in the
we're
Mob
the past,
Museum.
we're the present, and we are the future. We're still here.
Is
These
that a
other
threat?
ones?
Are
No,
you threatening
I
me?
am not
I
threatening
just
you
wanna
by
know.
any means.
I'm just
no.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Wendy Mazzeros and I'm not even waiting for you to correct me. And Amy Hanley.
Just call her Wendy Hanley. It makes this so much easier.
Okay, I will. Thank you so much for that permission, too. And we will be back next week on Las Vegas Backstage.